Hi, we're back. Today we're talking about negotiating and paying your house deposit, as well as using your KiwiSaver to contribute. We'll also include a few KiwiSaver tips to ensure you get the most out of your account. As always, everything I talk about is in the First Home Buyer's Guide available to download on the Squirrel website at squirrel.co.nz/firsthomebuyers. So, let's talk deposits. Okay, so you're ready to buy the property of your dreams, but you don't have your deposit available yet. Rather than searching down the back of the couch to make up the difference, there are a couple of things to remember that can make it feel a little more manageable. Firstly, the amount of a deposit is completely negotiable. Auctions are usually set with a 10% deposit, but you can negotiate with the real estate agent before the auction if you don't have it on hand. Often, agents and vendors will want as many bidders as possible at the auction, so will generally agree to a lower deposit. With a private treaty sale by negotiation, you set the figure when you sign the sale and purchase agreement. 5% is usually enough. With bigger purchases, you can usually cap the deposit at a set amount, say $25,000, which is pretty handy. So, the details of the deposit. When is it paid? You normally agree to pay the deposit once the sale goes unconditional. Occasionally, real estate agents ask for the deposit up front, but this isn't all that common. Although it's best to pay the deposit on the day you go unconditional, this is often not possible because of the amount of paperwork required to get the temporary facilities in place. If this is the case, you can go unconditional and just let the agent know that the deposit will be paid within 48 hours. Always check with your solicitor. You have 3 working days from being served notice by the vendor's solicitor to pay the deposit. This means you have at least 3 working days from going unconditional to pay it. That's enough time to search through a few couches or set up some alternative arrangements. The KiwiSaver rules change to allow the early release of funds to be used as a deposit. This needs to be managed through your solicitor, so it's worth getting underway as soon as possible. So, the key dates to note here in regards to the deposit are the finance date. That is the number of days you have to get your finances sorted. This is often 5 to 10 working days from the offer date. And the settlement date is the day you take ownership of the house. The second thing we'll talk about today is using KiwiSaver to contribute to your deposit. If you're a first home buyer, you can withdraw KiwiSaver contributions made by yourself and your employer to use as a deposit towards your new home. You can only do this if you've been on KiwiSaver for more than 3 years. And in addition, if you meet specific criteria, you may also be eligible for a first home grant. Firstly, in order to be eligible to withdraw some or all of your KiwiSaver, you must have been on KiwiSaver for more than 3 years, be planning to live in the house for at least 6 months, and be buying your first home. And secondly, to be eligible for the first home grant, you must have contributed at least 3% of your income to KiwiSaver for at least 3 years. You must be planning to live in the house for at least 6 months, and you must be buying a house that fits within the outlined price caps. The income and cap value criteria for the first home grant change each year. Hopefully that clarifies some of the details around getting your deposit together, how and when to pay, as well as to ensure you get the most out of your KiwiSaver.